IVM.
Hey everybody, welcome to a very special episode of the Geek Fruit Podcast. Every episode is special, but this one is even more special. This time it's just me, man, from the old guard. But we have a returning guest star. It's Abhimanyu Rathore. How's it going?
Hey, what's up?
Who are you, Abhimanyu? He's my flatmate. But he's also my BFF, and he's also a fellow nerd. He's part of the Geek Fruit Media Conclave.
Yeah, that's true.
What is that, you may ask? We don't know yet.
It involves Googling random shit before an episode.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's got only two other people, Ruchi and Abhimanyu. So Ruchi handles she handles our social media.
She does everything.
She's great. So basically, we are in the studio today.
Yeah.
The other members are out doing stuff. This episode is post Halloween.
Yeah, a good party.
A great party.
Yeah,
oh my god, how good was it?
My ears are still ringing.
Oh my god, it was so good. Remember that file? Anyway.
Yeah.
We don't know, but at the time of this recording, we're doing this.
Yeah.
So we've decided to do this special episode. And
Very
there are a few
special.
caveats to it. It's a back to the franchise episode. Back to the franchise. Which franchise are we doing today, Abhimanyu?
I was going to say Die Hard in French, but I'm not saying French.
Okay, interesting that you say that. Why would you say that in French?
I don't know. It just sounds more dramatic.
Well, we don't know now, would we?
Have a guess.
It would be... what is die?
Doi.
Nobody knows. All right. But that's actually interesting. No. So we're talking about Die Hard. And why we're talking about it is because we really wanted to do an episode on Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
But I feel we need to do a little more research before we get into that man's discography also and his filmography.
Yeah.
We have spoken about him briefly on a couple of episodes. But Die Hard is his seminal trilogy. And I say trilogy because that's all we're going to be discussing today. Why though? What about 4 and 5, man?
You know what? Honestly, because I don't think any of us have seen the fifth film.
We haven't.
Yeah,
there's a good reason though.
Yeah.
Okay, the fourth film. What did you think? Okay, let's just get us out of the way. Fourth film, Live Free or Die Hard. That's what it was called, or Die Hard 4.0 in some countries.
Okay, you know what? I think the early movies are better, especially first one, because the first film is all about like claustrophobia and like he's trapped in a building.
Cabin fever. I love it.
Yeah, and that's why even like I think Bruce was a little hesitant to do 2 because it's not claustrophobic environment anymore. It's big and it's expanded, right?
Interesting.
And the whole movie is sort of built on that. So Die Hard 4 sort of treats him like a superhero because he just like he can do anything. Yeah. I mean, there's a bit of that in Die Hard 3, but it's the 90s. You can get away with it.
And it's a buddy cop film.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, so Die Hard 3 is Die Hard with a Vengeance, and that's got Samuel L. in it. And
exactly.
But we're only doing the first 3 because I think the first 3 make a perfect trilogy in some way because of the villains, especially the first and the third kind of round off the trilogy. Yeah. And then 4 and 5 is just random. Yeah. Why haven't we seen 5? Is it because of Jay Courtney?
Yeah.
So we haven't seen... Why do we hate this guy? This guy's I'm sure he's a pretty normal dude.
Where do we see him first that we've decided to, just abandon him?
I get really confused between him and Sam Worthington.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
They have a similar head.
I think we saw... Is he Australian?
Yeah, he is.
I think we saw him in a Terminator Genesis.
That's right. Both of them
Terminator genitals. Yeah.
He has been in both. He's been in... as in Sam Worthington was in Terminator also. That's why I get confused. Yeah, that's weird,
wow.
right?
So they just did like some market research and they were like, listen, Sam Worthington's out. We need another guy just like him. How about this
worse.
Guy?
No. I'm sure Jack Courtney is fine. We've often said this.
I'm sure he's a good guy.
I'm sure he's a decent fellow.
Yeah.
But his starring role is actually really good in Suicide Squad, which is a terrible film.
Yeah, we were talking about this the other day, actually.
That's because he's using his native accent, by the way. Isn't he?
Oh, yeah. I think he is Australian.
Bear just decided he's
and
Australian.
Sam Worthington's Australian also.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean... Yeah.
So did Sam Worthington's career tank and then he's just like, I must go by another name now, Jay Courtney?
Yeah.
No, man. I think
they did a face off with each other.
Pick one, Sam Worthington or Jay Courtney.
I think Sam Boy.
Yeah.
Because
Terminator's good.
No, Terminator is not good. It's not a good film.
No, he's in Salvation.
Salvation. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, that's a good one.
He's good in that.
Yeah. And
it's not great. It's just. It's alright.
I mean, are we going to talk about Wrath of the... No, let's
Wrath
not...
of the Titans?
No,
Nope.
let's not go there.
No, let's not even.
Let's skip that.
But he was in something... Oh, fucking he's in Avatar, dude.
Yeah, that's true.
And he's returning, I think.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, who's to say? Really, Zoe Saldana should be the star of that film, but I hope she...
Yeah, she's doing pretty well.
She's great. She's a science fiction queen.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. So we haven't seen Die Hard 5. And Die Hard 5, Jai Courtney is playing...
Who does he play?
He's playing his son.
What?
Yeah, of course. John McClane Jr. Actually, I don't know if that's his name.
Is his son in part 4?
No, his daughter is in part 4. Who's played by Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Is his son like a adopted guy? Did he just abandon his son and then like later on he finds out his father is or something like that?
If you've seen the films, this is interesting. They have...
Which we haven't.
No, I'm saying the entire franchise. Yeah. Right? The interesting thing about it is that the seeds of... Holly and John McClane's separation are sown right from the first film. Yeah. In fact, that's a big plot point, right? That's why Alan Rickman's character doesn't know who she is until it becomes a big deal.
I think the first shot of Die Hard is his wedding ring.
Yeah, probably.
It's one of the opening shots.
Yeah. And then in Die Hard 2, he goes, and she's like, not air hostess, she's like a staff member, ticket lady, and she's just, ticket lady. She's at an airport. She's like a ticket person, just doing this job, and she's just like, oh, so I get off at 7 if you want, and he's just being like all cute and sexy and shit, because he's fucking Bruce Willis, and he's just like, and he shows her his ring, and he's just like, just the facts, ma'am.
Just the facts.
Yeah,
they keep on dropping 90s technology references. One is fax. The other one is phones in the sky.
Phones in the sky.
Fax machines. Welcome to the 90s. And he's like...
It's huge. Die Hard 2 came out in 1990, right?
Yeah, 1990.
Nice. All right, so how many... So just to conclude this point before we start from Die Hard 1, is that their separation is a big part of it.
Yeah, but
because of that...
But they never... Did they explain in part 3?
In part 3... I think they're back together, but she's not there in it. Like the actress, I can't remember her name. She's not there in it. Yeah. We have not done our research for this episode, guys. But it's like one of those things which you want to remember fondly, but you've also kind of seen recently sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, presumably he's a cop. He's always running around. He's never at home.
He's
so
John
you just
McClane, man. He can't have a normal life.
Yeah,
and that's what he says. It's like, how does the same shit happen to the same guy twice? In Die Hard 2, he says that. Yeah. But the thing is that, so Holly and him kind of split up, and that is probably why, in a court of law, they would have adjudicated that the kids probably went with her, like the custody is with her.
Exactly.
So that's why he's an estranged father in 4.
And that's why Jai Courtney exists.
Yeah. If he just grew up with both his parents, he would have been a balanced young man. No, but... that's not true. I take that back. That's really sad for single moms. I'm serious.
Have you seen the teaser? Because you just said this quote. What was it? How can the same shit happen to the same guy twice?
Yeah.
Right. So before Die Hard 2 came out, they shot a little teaser in the pre-production phase in Die Hard 2. And it's literally a 30-second shot where he's running down a hallway and he goes, how the same shit happened twice to a guy? And he runs out of the frame and that's it. Like, that's a teaser.
That's a great teaser.
Completely pre-production. It's like, it's not a scene in the film, Die Hard 2. It's just like sets up his character. And
that's good.
That's great.
And
that's 90s.
It's funny because, I mean, like, really, nobody from the studio wanted Bruce Willis for the role of John McClane. And here's some trivia. I got some sick trivia for you. Are you guys ready? Ready for this trivia? You know who... This movie technically has a prequel. Die Hard.
Huh? Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It's because it's based on a book by this author named Roderick Thorpe. Yeah. And it's based on... called Nothing Lasts Forever. I think that's what it's called. Yeah. And that's the sequel to his first book called The Detective.
Okay.
And The Detective was made into a film and it was starring Frank Sinatra.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's not his real name in the film or whatever. Like, John McClane's a new name. So technically, because the IP was still bound to the fiction series, they had to option the film first to Frank Sinatra, even though he was 73 years old when Die Hard first came out. And then he was just like, I'm not doing this. And so that's how... And then a lot of other actors, Richard Gere, Sylvester Stallone, I think Tom Selleck, all these guys were optioned for this. They all, I think, read for it. But they gave it to this guy who was in Moonlighters. And he was a comedic actor.
Yeah, comedic actor, right?
Yeah, and you can tell. He's a funny guy. He's super funny.
So apparently he started acting because he didn't start this just because of the reason, but he had a stutter apparently, Bruce Willis.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so acting when he acted, that would just like stop. So it's quite
like singing for some people.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Bruce Willis. I think the thing that people forget about these films is like obviously they're action classics, but
we forget he's really funny. Also.
He's so fun and he's really charming, and he's like that's why everyone's trying to hit on him.
Yeah.
Or put a hit on him. Am I right?
Yeah.
Anyway.
I guess he's the first dad bod action hero. You know what I mean?
Well,
because in the early 80s, you have your Sylvester Stallone, you have your macho Arnold Schwarzenegger type characters. And then this guy comes along in, 88? Die Hard 1? And he's kind of like a normal everyman.
He's an everyman.
That didn't happen before Die Hard, I don't think.
Really?
I don't think so. I can't think of it.
Yeah, maybe. I think that's why it's maybe you can attribute it to its popularity is that, I'm a father of two kids, one who will turn out to be a little shit. Yeah. But I can save Nakatomi Plaza.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't like, John Mcclane? Like, all this sort of hard guys out there, they'd be like, he's a cool guy. And all the nerds want to look up to him. Ladies,
I think the nerds look up to him a lot more post Shyamalamalan. Yeah. Bruce Willis has an illustrious career that I don't think Arnie or Sylvester Stallone have.
Yeah.
Out of the three guys who I remember...
Arnie tried to get into comedy after... And
he's a funny guy. Arnie's really funny on Instagram and he's a funny guy.
Yeah.
But... he's quite funny. Stallone is not at all funny.
Yeah, he hasn't done his Kindergarten Cop, his old vibe.
Well, he hasn't he? Hasn't he done Stop or My Grandmother Should? No, that's not him.
That is him. I think he was on Jimmy Kimmel, Arnie, recently, and he said. Basically, in the 80s, they had this whole rivalry because
of course.
They had this thing. It was like, who has the bigger guns, bigger knives, bigger helicopters, all that stuff.
With Commando.
Yeah,
and Rambo
so
and all
I think
that
he set up Sylvester getting that film, that really bad film, because
dude,
it's on Jimmy Kimmel. I think he talks about it.
That's so funny, man. And these guys were the big three. At that time, and I remember
who's the third guy?
I'm saying Bruce Willis, Stallone,
Bruce Willis,
and
I was like, what?
Wait, what? No, but the three of them were really as this, and I remember distinctly. I've said this story a million times. It was one of my favorites. But when I was 5 or 6 years old, Planet Hollywood opened in Dubai, and all of these guys came down to open it, and I saw all of these guys. I don't think Arnie. I don't know if Arnie was there or not, but Bruce Willis was there. Cindy Crawford was there, and fucking Amitabh Bachchan also was there. It was nuts. Anyway, so it was quite cool. So I think the thing that definitely separates Bruce Willis from these guys is that he does have a more wry sense of humor because he comes from a comedic background as opposed to Stallone comes from Rocky. That's his start, right? Arnie comes from Hercules and all those Hercules in Conan. New York, right? That's what it was. And Conan the Barbarian. So he was and then he learned to speak better and now he's just and then he did Jingle All the Way. I think he got some of that comedy thing, but he's still then he became the governor and whatever. But Bruce Willis made an insane shift in his career because he went from action, and then he did The Sixth Sense and movies like The Kid and shit like that.
Whole
Unbreakable. Unbreakable is still in that, but it's still more dramatic performances. Whole 9 yards, exactly. Yeah. How was that in the end? Did you like it?
I didn't finish it.
It's very okay.
Yeah, it's very 90s.
There's a sequel.
Oh yeah?
The whole 10
yards. He's not in it though, is he? Bruce?
Surely he is in it. I mean, that was his starring role, I suppose.
So, which is your favorite Die Hard film?
Interesting. Usually we save this for the end of the episode.
Oh, okay.
So I'll tell you what. Let's take a break. Let's come back. And we'll dive into...
Scumbag.
Yeah.
Cool.
And we'll dive into Die Hard 1. And then Die Hard 2, which has another title, Die Harder.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
These titles are really, really weird if you look at them from another way.
All right.
Hi everybody, welcome to another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. If you're not following us on social media, I really don't know what to tell you at this point in time. I mean, I'm so disappointed in you. Please go follow us. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. So this week on Cyrus Says, Cyrus is joined by Ramya Ramamurthy and Varun Deshpande of the Good Food Institute. They explain what plant-based meat is, what will be the next food revolution, and the objective behind their podcast, Feeding 10 Billion. That's not all you're going to see of Ramya this week. Ramya is also on the Paperback Podcast with Rachita and Satyajit. She discusses her book Rebuild and points out how brands have tackled situation of crisis. Guys, we have some really exciting news this week too. Our show, Advertising is Dead, has reached 50 episodes. This special occasion was marked with a live recording at the Glitch office. We had some really great guests for this episode as well. Rohan Joshi, the comedian, was there, as was actor, social media influencer, and co-host of Agla Station Adulthood, Ritasha Rathore. The episode drops on Tuesday, November 5th. Make sure you check it out. On our Kannada podcast, Thale Harate, Pawan and Surya sit down to talk about how Karnataka must think about its future so that the state can deliver prosperity and well-being to all its residents. On Simplified, the gang is back for part 4 of the 150th episode. That's a long 150th episode they got going there. Join Chuck and Naren as they break down the dying question of why is Sion called Shiv, the Easter Islands, Instagram influencer ecosystems, and a whole lot more. On Mr. and Mrs. Binge Watch, Janice and Anirudh continue their teen drama series, and this time they're talking about The Politician and Dear White People. Is John Mcclane the essential everyman, or is he a goddamn all-American hero? On the Geek Fruit podcast, Tejas is joined by friend and roommate Abhimanyu as they discuss the Die Hard franchise. And with that, let's get you on with your show.
Hey, we're back. We're talking about Die Hard.
Yep.
All right. So, Abhimanyu, did you know this?
Please don't say Xmas movie. Christmas movie.
It's a Christmas movie?
It is a Christmas film.
Well, of course, it happens on Christmas Eve.
Why do people say it's not a Christmas film? Why is there a debate in the
I think because Christmas movies technically have to be like jolly and like fun and family values.
I mean,
but it's an action Christmas movie.
Yeah,
it's just
but
totally
there is family. As I said earlier, the first shot is like his wife's his wedding ring, right? So that sets up family straight away.
I think it's because it's got the action genre. It's like how people debate about whether The Nightmare Before Christmas is a Christmas film or a Halloween film. And after many years, Tim Burton came out and said it's a Halloween film. It's not a Christmas film.
I mean, a lot of films have come out. I think A Wonderful Life is about
It's a Wonderful Life is a solid Christmas film.
It didn't come out on Christmas.
When did it come out?
So
that's Frank Capra, right?
Yeah, I think in July it came out.
What the
Same with Die
Christmas
Hard.
in July.
It came out in July. But the film ends with Let It Snow.
Of course. But even the second one does, right? Something like that.
Yeah. So, I mean, it is a Christmas film. Dude.
What about Die Hard with a Vengeance?
And,
I think they dropped it then.
Yeah. And Hans Gruber is potentially the Grinch, I guess, in this whole situation.
Whoa. Yeah. Wow. That's interesting. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
That's about
Alan Rickman. He would have made a God bless his soul. He would have made an amazing Grinch. Hey, Die Hard, the first one. Anything that stands out to you now watching it? Because I remember we saw it recently in the last year, I'd say. That stands out as really weirdly different.
I think my impression when I was younger was that this is like a straight, balls
action.
to the floor action. It's actually quite a slow-paced movie, and there's a lot of like character work developing. Him and his wife, and they're having trouble, all that stuff. So like it stacks up really well towards the end.
It does. I think a couple of things. I think the movie is really well written.
Yeah.
I think that gets underrated because of course it's a great premise for a film, one building, one night, But the cool thing is like, in the beginning they set up this whole thing about how he's like, hey, you know what? I've learned that, if you curl your feet into a ball and then walk, it's really good for your feet.
So good.
But it's only done as a setup so that he'll get glass in his feet later on. And that's insane. That it doesn't, the payoff is not what you think it is. It's like a payoff that screws him over later on to make it harder for him.
I remember a scene in the film where he's touching his bare feet on the carpet and he's like he's like, it's so soft. Or some face he's making, or maybe the carpet's warm or something. It comes in later.
That's actually that's an interesting thing. So there's a lot of those things. Like apparently one of the scenes that John McClane said that the director, he was just like, that was not supposed to be in the film, was when Alan Rickman basically goes to the terrace to check on the bombs, and he's just like, please, don't hurt me, please.
Oh wow, they just sort of on the spot.
They only did it because Alan Rickman he turned up. And he said, he did as a gag, he did an American accent. And John McClane was like, whoa, that's a great American accent. Which is questionable. It's okay. It's not the worst ever.
He looks like a bad guy. Come on.
I mean, he can play...
I don't want to be racist or anything, but
No, but he I mean, I can't see him as anything apart from villain, and not even because of Snape, and he's played these iconic villains. But weirdly enough, the sheriff of Nottingham in Robin Hood not Men in Tights, Robin Hood, the Prince of Thieves, the Kevin Costner one, which is a pretty terrible movie. I'd say it's okay.
I haven't seen it in 20 years.
Because the only thing you need to know about that movie is Bryan Adams.
Yeah. But Die Hard, I think we watched recently. It's kind of giving me bit of a Ridley Scott alien vibe. Claustrophobic.
It's because I think it's because of the night setting.
It's night and it's claustrophobic, and it's sort of one person against like a whole squad of.
So the first Alien.
Yeah. First Alien, my bad. Yeah. And Die Hard 2 is Aliens. It's a sequelitis situation.
Yeah, it's scale up.
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
Alien is slow thriller. Aliens is action.
Aliens is an action film.
Yeah.
Alien is a survival horror
just like
film.
Die Hard 1 and Die Hard 2.
So would you say that Die Hard is not... It's an action film, but it's more than that. I think that's what makes it like a lot
I would say
richer.
More of a thriller, actually.
I mean, it's a race against the clock.
Yeah.
It's a race against time.
Yeah.
That's one of those things I really enjoy about it is the fact that Holly Gennaro, she doesn't give her surname. Like, she doesn't say it's Holly McClane. And then when that whole thing, that one asshole of a guy was a friend, that guy is just like, hey, Hans, buddy, I can help you.
Yeah.
And then
the guy in the limo.
No, that guy's awesome.
Okay.
No, remember that Dick, the guy who wants to side with, like, they're all held hostage in Nakatomi, right?
Yeah.
And one of the guys who's macking on Holly, he switches sides. He's actually like a hostage, but then he says, "Oh, I can help you, Hans. I can let me speak to John. I'll help you out." And John's like, "Yo, you don't know what you're doing, man. This guy's gonna fucking kill you." And then he fucking dies. Like, so anyway, that guy's a dick. But that whole plot. That secondary plot that Holly's trying to hide her identity and help. I thought that's what makes it really cool, and that's where a movie, though I love it, like Skyscraper.
I was just gonna say, it's just like
there are only 3 movies like this.
Tried.
Right?
They really tried.
There's Towering Inferno.
Yeah.
There's Die Hard.
I mean,
and there's Skyscraper.
Even Bruce Willis has said that if he hadn't been an action movie star, if he had to make an action film, they'd have to rip off Die Hard in some way.
As in again? No.
As in, if Die Hard, like,
it's hard. Die Hard.
It's hard to not rip off Die Hard, basically, because they set the whole,
I mean, it's an action classic because it's one man against the world.
With the banyan.
And it's, what it is, actually? It's a stealth RPG. That's what it is.
He's a Sam Fisher.
He's a Sam Fisher, Assassin's Creed type-esque Ubisoft character. Die Hard would be an amazing Ubisoft game, but there were some Die Hard games. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember Die Hard 2.
It was a trilogy of games, and the first one was a third-person action.
The second
shooter.
one was
a first-person shooter. Yeah. That was a first-person shooter, and the third one was a taxi game. Do you remember that? It was a driving game.
Yeah. Oh my God.
It was on PS1 or 2 or something.
But the second game was a little like Duck Hunt, whereas the arrow, the bullseye is just moving, and you just pull the trigger.
Oh, no.
I think it was.
No, man. I think it was a little harder than that. It was on like Time Cop. Not Time Cop. You remember that arcade game, Time something? We could slow down time. Anyway.
Yeah.
Dude. Yeah, those games were great. It's the games that get forgotten over GoldenEye.
Yeah.
GoldenEye is great, obviously. But like, these Die Hard games were classics.
Die Hard games came out earlier.
Much
I think
later.
like 96.
No.
PlayStation 1, I think.
It was PlayStation 1 or 2 for sure. I think it was PlayStation 1.
Yeah. I mean, I can play my Vita right now.
So look at you.
Yeah.
You have a PS Vita.
PS Vita, that's great.
But does it have backward compatibility?
It does, for reasons I'm not going to name, because I might get into trouble.
Illegal hacking? Probably. All right.
Anyway.
Say no more. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Die Hard 2 or Die Harder.
Yeah.
This movie's fine.
It's... I like the last half of it.
The last half is awesome.
Yeah, it's
when he leaves to go to that secondary place, leaves the airport.
Yeah.
I don't like that bit as much.
Yeah.
My favorite bits are on the runway or in the airport. Those are sick. Especially when they go to the abandoned airport and then they have to shoot.
Yeah. I mean, I think because we're so used to him being a trap building that when he's sort of out of his element, as you were saying, he's running around the great outdoors, you kind of lose that Die Hard. That's why Bruce was a little hesitant of doing it, because he wanted that whole But how many claustrophobic can exactly?
And he also says it.
Yeah.
I can't believe the same thing.
Yeah, same guy twice.
No, so the other thing is that I like the parts which are where he's still kind of figuring out, like even the first half, first third, I'd say, of the film is really solid.
Yeah, that's great.
Because he's in the air traffic control, the tower, and he's still like deciding that he's like, is this what you thought was going to happen? No, This is just the beginning.
And then there's that twat, Lorenzo. Oh, God.
Who's a George.
He tries to redeem himself towards the end. It's like, dude.
Man, why didn't they bring back Powell? Remember Powell from the first film?
Oh, yeah.
He's there in it, but he's like a side character.
Yeah.
And I was like,
he just eats a Twinkie in the second film, right? Pretty much, and that's it.
And I mean, not to stereotype police officers, but like, why would you do that? Yeah. And like Powell's moment in the first one, I mean, of course, he has a good arc, B character arc, because he's like, I don't want to use a gun because the last time I did, I shot a kid, and I always wanted a desk job.
What a terrible cop.
Well, he does take out this guy at the end, though.
Oh,
remember, he takes out that white guy, the Russian dude.
Yeah. Good guy.
Redemption. And the second one, he's enjoying it. Twinkie.
Yeah.
So Die Harder, it's all about that drug dealer who wants to be traded off as a... I mean, like the drug dealer... I mean, the villain wants this guy, this big convict, to not be extradited, and so to keep him on a plane.
Yeah.
And that's basically the story. It's very chill. It's very chill.
Who's the army guy? Hamsley? The army dude.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah, Hamsley or some shit like that. Yeah.
Hamleys.
So, just when you thought, oh wow, these army guys are pretty cool, because they have this whole white snow suit on, right? I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. And then he just like turns like, I knew something wrong with that guy. Yeah. Those white suits were too cool to be true.
So tell me this: is Holly in this film?
She's on the plane.
She's on the plane, of course.
Yeah.
She's on the plane. She's on one of the planes that has been stalled because the airport has been taken over.
She's just in the plane the whole film.
I think even her and Powell. I'm like, the problem is with the premise of these films that they have to like really like shoehorn the characters that you like in, because in a realistic situation this fucking random cop would not be allowed on airport guards. Lorenzo, that cop, is right. He's like, you're just like a cop from another city pretty much. You're here to pick up your wife. Why are you getting involved? And it's not like it's a personal vendetta. That's why 3 still works. In 3 he's not in Los Angeles, he's in New York. And the villain, who's played by Jeremy Irons, is Simon Gruber. So it's Hans' brother. It's a personal vendetta, and he just wants to with him, and that's great. And so that makes sense. But the second one was just like...
are there many memorable action scenes?
The last scene is the best
just
one.
The last one, right?
The
airplane,
is the best,
where the airplane takes off and he sort of, opens the fuel tank so that...
That's so good.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's just dripping and then just sets the light. Yeah.
And he's like bleeding and he's just like, hey! And then whatever, boom.
And then he screams in joy.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Bruce Willis screaming. Great.
Underrated scream.
Yeah. I'd say so. But he's really happy. It's like, it's one of those threshold screams. It's like I've tried to study for this exam for so long through the night. 10 minutes before the exam, it, what's going to happen? It's fine. It's that scream.
It's a release of a scream.
Yeah, pretty much. So he just kills that guy, basically.
Yeah, he blows up a plane, basically.
Yeah, okay. Amazing.
2 planes get blown up in this film. Oh my god, people die.
A lot of people die.
Like at the start of the film, like a whole plane of people die. Wow.
It needs to have stakes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's Die Harder.
Yeah.
Let's do Die Hard 3.
Is it actually called Die Hard? No, it's not.
It's there in some countries, I swear to God. There's so many versions of these titles. By the way, Die Hard wasn't even called Die Hard in like Poland or anything like that, because it doesn't translate into those languages. So one of the titles, I swear, was The Crystal Palace.
What?
Yeah, I swear. I swear to God, it was called The Crystal Palace.
Just a football team.
Yeah. Oh, flip,
yeah. But why is it called Die Hard?
I think because the book is called Nothing Lasts Forever, and the first book is called The Detective. So both those titles are pretty random. In fact, Nothing Lasts Forever sounds like a Bond title.
Yeah.
Not like a...
Nothing Lasts Forever, nothing... it doesn't matter.
No, but so I think Die Hard... here's what, I figured it out. I think... So, and this is a true thing, right? That Bruce Willis was still on Moonlighters, and he got the role, but they were really scared that Bruce Willis, who was not an action star, couldn't carry this film. That's why the first run of all the posters for the film don't have him in the focal point, like in the focus of the posters, and it's just like mostly the tower, the text. So I think their whole branding of the film was supposed to be like, let's get the action bros, let's get all the Joker bros, let's get all the Nolan bros, and do that. And so it's like, oh, we gotta get all the bros. What do we call this film? Die Hard. That's it. That's it, man. That's it. And boom, and there you go. And now once you change, you can't have. And then it's a brand.
Too Many Ways to Die. Maybe that could be another title.
That's still very Bond. That's the problem. You can't do a cool phrase anymore as a title because it sounds like a Bond film.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So
Die Hard with a Vengeance. Sorry, go ahead.
So I think Die Hard with a Vengeance. Don't skin me alive for this, but I think that's the best. I think it's the best one out of all.
You think it's the best one?
I think so. Yeah.
Wow.
That's my favorite.
I think it's my.
Come on.
See that you know the problem with every film, and this is what happens in the Dark Knight trilogy, right? When I say Batman, Dark Knight Rises is my favorite, and then Batman Begins, and then the Dark Knight. Everyone kind of.
All the Joker bros come at you.
Yeah, and now they have
Nolan
more.
bros and Joker bros come at you.
And I'm one of them. I was like, I want you. No, I'm a Nolan bro. But I love Nolan. Like, I actually admire his work. But here's the thing. When I say that, then they'll be like, no, man, how can you not like the Dark Knight? But I was just like, I love the Dark Knight. I'm not saying that, but I like what The Rises does for me emotionally. It's like catharsis. And Batman Begins is the one that started it all.
Maybe.
So for me to say Die Hard 1 should be number one. Actually, that's not true at all. It could be Die. Like Empire Strikes Back is my favorite, and then Star Wars.
Yeah, I mean, with the Nolan trilogy, maybe Rise is your favorite because at that point you've been waiting maybe 7 years for the trilogy to end. So that whole build-up and anticipation, you're I just want to know what's happening.
I'm okay with all the flaws and all that shit, man. Whatever. It's got. You know why I love Rises more than Dark Knight? It's like the Dark Knight is a Joker film. And The Rises is a Batman film. Yeah. And I'm here for Batman. Right? I'm here for Batman. Like, my favorite things about the Joker film, like with Joaquin, are the ties to the Batman universe. Those are the things that I enjoyed about it a lot. I'm not, like, super into the whole, like, oh, my life is crazy. Oh, so crazy. The world is so crazy. Yeah, okay, cool. We get it. You're the Joker, man, obviously. I get it. But, like, when he's, like, being... unintentional crime boss is that it gets interesting. In Die Hard, obviously I love the first Die Hard. I like the third Die Hard because you know it's got Samuel L. Jackson, it's got Jeremy Irons, it's got everything. Strong film.
Simon
Gruber.
Man, he's great.
He's got a weird accent in that. It's like half English, half man. That's the one.
It's got
accent I cannot. Like, it's so difficult
and at one point in the film, he puts on a New York accent, right?
Yeah, at one point. And it's alright. And he's like buff and shit. It's buff Jeremy Irons.
Yeah. It's kind of, it's the perfect bod Jeremy Irons. Like a Harrison Ford.
Exactly. Tell me this. Tell me this.
Indiana Jones.
What year was Die Hard with a Vengeance?
95.
95. So this is like, he just did...
96, I could be wrong. But let's say it's 95.
So he just did Scar, and then he did this. He must have had a hell of like 2-3 years.
Man, 95, what a year. I think Heat came out in 95.
Yeah, 95
also.
Heat. Yeah.
And
Toy Story.
Hard. Yeah, that's a good year.
Great year.
Yeah.
Dangerous came out in 1994.
Yeah.
Good, the 90s, man. The 90s. Anyway, but okay, so Die Hard with a Vengeance, that's the one I think we've seen the most recently apart from Die Hard 2, like randomly. Yeah. Die Hard with a Vengeance is like...
It is a buddy cop movie, but it's not because Samuel Jackson's obviously not a cop.
Well, technically...
Do you have to be a cop to be
I
a
don't
buddy
think
cop?
so.
No,
it's
right?
like, is Monsters, Inc. a buddy cop film?
I mean, no.
But it's a buddy... Like, it's like, okay, Iron Man 3, is it a buddy cop film?
No.
It is.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, I'll take it.
Yeah, because it's like one guy's Avenger, and the other one is an army man. Like, he's a military guy.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a buddy cop film.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah. But
I mean, it's Shane Black who directed that, so it doesn't feel like that.
Yeah.
One.
So, but Die Hard with a Vengeance. So in the first two films, he's literally at the wrong time in the wrong place, right?
Wrong time, wrong place.
Yeah. But in the third film, he chooses to be there. Like, it's his choice. He's like, you know what? This, I have to do this. I have to take control. I'm the sort of only guy who can sort this mess out.
Is that what? No, but I thought he's getting like blackmailed. Like, doesn't he get black? So, like, in the first thing he has to do is he has to put that board on which has the N-word on it.
Yeah.
And he has to go into this, like, thoroughly, like, this black neighborhood. And he's...
But how's he being...
Because I think he says...
Simon Gruber asks for him, right?
He asks for him,
Yes, Mr.
or
McClane.
it's very difficult. It's easier to do, and I can't believe I'm saying this. It's easier to do an Alan Rickman impersonation than a Jeremy Irons one.
Yeah.
But Alan Rickman is like Potter.
Yeah.
But like Jeremy Irons is like
no. But in this one, he's being called out, right?
Yeah, but what does he
Simon.
have against him? Like, I mean, no, as in like.
In the other two, he just happens to be there, right?
Correct, you're right.
And the third film is like he's being called out.
Yes,
and,
which is why I feel like it rounds off the trilogy really well.
Yeah.
So in the third one, he asks for him, and he doesn't, or else I'll blow up so and so thing, and that's how he gets him to do it.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't do it, and he doesn't have to negotiate with terrorists.
Yeah.
But anyway, but well, I'll tell you what. Let's just take a break.
Yeah.
We'll come back and talk about why it's your favorite, and maybe my favorite also. All right.
Yeah.
What do we have to do?
Welcome to Waterplay, you guys. This is the favorite sports podcast of several sports persons such as myself, Dudeja and Mikhail, who also happen to be the hosts.
Yes, you should definitely listen to our podcast for our take and quite a uninformed but hilarious take on sports every week. We give out awards, we discuss what happened in the world of sports, and
we take breaks as well.
We come up with jingles and sound effects on the go.
Yeah.
So you should definitely give us an example of a sound effect, Dudeja.
Bolo Matthew Vade.
Yeah, tune in for some of that, bro. You can catch us on the IVM network every Wednesday on the go. On the Wednesday, in the Wednesday. Yeah. Wednesday, Waterplayer W, Wednesday W.
Wow. Oh, Wednesday.
Wednesday to Wednesday, Vade player, Matthew Vade.
Hey, we're back. We're talking about Die Hard.
Yeah.
And with a vengeance.
Think fast.
Vengeance. All right, hit me.
This is a poster, okay?
Okay.
It's Bruce Willis with a couple of New York-esque buildings in the background and Central Park. See?
Oh yeah, I remember this one. Yeah, it's a classic.
Line is think fast, look alive, die hard.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, they've worked around those taglines.
They do have to think fast because there's a couple of puzzles in there, right?
Yeah, that's a proper RPG.
with the water, the buckets, is it buckets or the barrels?
Right? That one was so funny because it's like it's all those puzzles are very popular like memes on Twitter now. It's just like, how do you do this?
Yeah,
and it's just like, wait, we got it, and it's just except it's Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson doing it in a movie.
That's my favorite because they're literally running around New York trying to solve shit.
Here's the other main principal difference between Die Hard 1 and 2 and 3 is that the funny parts of Die Hard and Die Hard 2 are John McClane, but he literally has to talk to himself.
Yes.
And Die Hard 3, he has somebody to talk to.
In 1 especially, he has to talk to himself because the audience needs to get inside his head.
Yes,
right? He's narrating a situation.
And
now.
it's cool that Bruce Willis, that's the best thing about Bruce Willis is that I don't think many actors can do that convincingly.
Yeah.
He does it really well. He feels like a guy who would do that regularly. Like, oh Jesus, here we go again. Like something like that.
Yeah.
And the fact that he has now somebody who can like snap back at him is really funny.
Yeah.
And Samuel L. Jackson is great, obviously. He looks the same.
He's wonderful.
He is technically the same age that
Captain Marvel.
He's in Captain Marvel. Yeah. It would be 1095, right?
Yeah, 95.
Sick. That's great. So we know what he looks like, obviously, because he's actually old.
And do you know what? With Die Hard with a Vengeance, it's probably one of those films that came out and I sort of saw it on VHS as soon as it came out,
That's the other thing. I've never seen any of these in the theater, obviously.
Yeah. So I remember when I was a kid and the whole sequence with the truck and the flood in the sewer.
That's so good.
That would terrify me when I was a kid,
I think out of all the films, though, I may have seen Die Hard 2 the most.
Oh, really?
Yeah, weirdly.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know, my brother and I used to watch Die Hard a lot.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. I remember 2 the most. I was like,
these films are like R-rated and they'd come on in the middle of the day. Right?
Oh, TV had no rules.
In Muscat.
The FDA.
Yeah. I remember in Muscat it'd be on quite a lot. And, I guess we were neighbors at that point.
We were.
Yeah.
We're not even neighbors anymore.
We live in each other's houses.
So check it out. I think that they were bleeped when we were kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I remember.
I think they just cut it out.
They would just be not bleeped. Like it'll like be silence. Like he'll be like yippee-ki-yay. You know, like that's how it used to be.
Course,
I never knew that the word motherfucker was at the end of
really?
yippee until way later on. I remember.
So you're running around school saying yippee-ki-yay.
Yippee and people
the
like, oh, that's so fun.
And the kids are like, you don't know.
All right, so, but I think the games, when I played them as a kid,
Yep.
and then we watched like the original, like we borrow the tapes from like the tape shop. Yeah, guys. Yeah. Not Blockbuster.
The good old days.
We had Tetco Video in Karama, which both Dinkar and I used to go to.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we may have even run
You didn't
into
have
each other.
Blockbuster in Dubs?
In Dubs. No, we did not have one. We had everything. We had a lot of other things.
Yeah.
Weird.
We had a Blockbuster like right in the middle of my town.
See, I thought Blockbuster is an American brand, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's American.
Yeah, it sounds
I think
like an American brand.
Netflix...
If it was British, it would be called the Video Shop.
Yeah. I think Netflix wanted to merge with them and Blockbuster turned them down.
Yeah, and
which
they were
is
just-
like the biggest mistake of...
A Blockbuster fail.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fine. Netflix was also a mail order system, right? Like you
Yeah.
in the mail. And
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's doing pretty good.
I hear.
Yeah.
These movies are not available on Netflix.
No.
Where are
I mean,
they?
maybe in India it's not available, but I think abroad it might be available.
It's a fucking stone cold classic.
Yeah.
Like, so how would you not have them?
Might be on Hulu.
Hulu, yeah,
Yeah.
perhaps. We
Yeah.
gotta figure out the Disney Plus situation. By the way, who are these films by? These Paramount films?
I don't know.
Fox, I think. No, that's the name of the tower. That was the Nakatomi Tower, the tower.
Does it matter?
It doesn't matter. No, of course, yeah. Now it matters. Now it matters where the IPs go.
Exactly.
Where are we going? Where am I spending 600 rupees to watch these films? That's the real question.
Just
I
get them on
hate
Blu-ray.
that. Fucking hell.
Yeah. Just get them on Blu-ray.
Blu-ray.
Support the...
You know, to have Blu-ray,
corporations.
support it. You're already supporting it by buying 4K TVs.
Yeah.
If they are not in cahoots, I don't know who is. Yeah. So okay. So Die Hard with a Vengeance, really good.
So-
What do you think of the conclusion of the film, where basically?
If I remember the conclusion, he
Yeah.
calls Holly, right? At the end?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
he
think
does,
so.
he does.
I think they wanted
That's
everyone
cool.
to be like, "Yaad le lo, bhai."
Yeah.
How are the kids? Is one of them turning into a little shit?
Is that Jake?
Is that Jay Gardner?
Jake Courtney, is that you?
No, I
Get
think
back into your mother's womb. Jake Courtney.
if he hears this, he'll hate us.
Yeah. He's not going to hear this.
He's fine.
Yeah, he's a lovely guy. I met him on the street yesterday.
Great save.
Yeah.
Hey man, you could have met like Robert Pattinson. Jishnu almost met Chris Nolan on the street
Yeah.
because he wanted
In a raiment shop
because he
of
wanted
all
to
shops.
be the perfect man.
Yeah.
I think that Jay Courtney is fine. So at the end of the thing, Die Hard with a Vengeance, and there's this amazingly quick sex scene that happens between Jeremy Irons and his girlfriend because they want to celebrate,
yeah.
and so they just like immediately go for it,
Yeah.
and then it cuts away, and then later on they get in a helicopter, and then and I think that's what happened. We're not talking about Die Hard 4, I know, but I think the helicopter has relevance there,
Yeah.
because in this one, in Die Hard with a Vengeance, he shoots an electrical pole's wires.
Yeah.
Or he kind of maneuvers the...
And that's how he takes the plane down?
Yeah. That's how it comes down. They
Oh,
blow
right.
up and do an, explosion. But in Die
There's an
Hard...
alternate ending on YouTube. I didn't watch it. I should have watched it. Shit.
Is it good?
I didn't
we
see
don't
it.
know.
Yeah,
Okay.
It has Hans in it.
Okay,
Yeah,
interesting.
like he gets away in
Wait.
situation. Yeah.
Wait, Hans in what?
Sorry,
Simon.
My bad.
Oh.
Simon.
Oh, he's
Simon
alive.
Cooper. Yeah, that's the alternate ending.
Shit.
Yeah.
Shit, that's
Check
good.
it out.
That's great.
Yeah.
I think... I mean, I know we're not talking about 4. But Die Hard 4...
Yeah,
He takes a helicopter out, but with a fucking car.
because he was...
Because he was out of bullets.
Yeah. 10 points.
Yes, he was out of bullets. Yeah. That's a good one.
I started watching it and I didn't.
Can I tell you?
have
Can I tell
time.
you what he does though at the end? You've seen it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You know
like
how he
a long
gets?
thing.
So basically, he's being like he's being strangled from the
Yeah.
back,
Yeah.
and his daughter is about to be shot, Lucy McClane. And so what he does is he kills the guy behind him by shooting himself.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah,
He shoots himself, and the bullet goes through him,
Yeah.
and fucking kills the guy. That's fucking wild. It's a John McClane movie.
Yeah.
It's great. And he's
It's-
like, I was out of
It's a very
space. What?
It's a very what's that film with Clive Owen, over the top action?
The shooter.
Yeah, it's a shooter.
The shooter. No, that's Mark
No.
Wahlberg.
It's
no,
like-
shoot him up.
Shoot him up.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a very shoot him up move to do.
Yeah.
Shoot yourself and kill the guy
yourself.
behind you. Yeah, Paul Giamatti.
Yeah, so funny. He's
Yeah.
an illusionist also, right? Paul Giamatti?
Is he?
Yeah, who's the villain in that?
That's Edward Norton.
Yeah, I know, but who's the villain?
I don't know.
Okay, cool. But yeah, so he shoots himself. I'll tell you what. Die Hard 7. 6.
What?
If there's a 6.
I don't think.
Man, if Rambo has a new fucking Rambo, Last Blood and all, like then 100%.
Wait, you know what?
There should be another Die Hard.
Our man Bruce, he's what? I think he's like 60.
What's the last thing we saw
64.
Bruce Willis in?
Signs,
I'm saying.
Glass.
Yeah.
Glass? Yeah, Glass, yeah.
He's great in that.
I think he might be too old to be,
Here's the problem, okay? These, this is the era we've reached in big IPs and franchises, right?
Yeah.
Before Westerns, most people die anyway at the end, except for maybe, and Dirty Harry's like reincarnated or whatever.
Yeah.
But these franchises, they never thought they would last. The idea of a sequel and a trilogy and a universe, essentially, was not known to people. And then they were like, oh, cool, let's reinvigorate the franchise.
It's totally kids growing up, and for nostalgia reasons, they'll write a script or whatever just to bring the IP back, right?
But the problem is, like things like Star Wars, it's led by an ensemble cast, right? Or it's about the Force, it's about the Sith, the Jedi, the Empire, da-da-da. But these movies, like Die Hard specifically, or Rambo, or Terminator, all three which have had films, let's say in the last 10 years, multiple for Terminator, all rely on the leading star. So what happens when that person gets old?
But here's the thing. We haven't seen Part 5, so we don't know if there's a conclusion there.
Dude, they'll never do it. I mean, we would have heard.
I mean, he's 64 unless they just sing like the Beatles when I'm 64 or so, and the credits, and he's just like...
They can't afford it. Beatles has never been featured in a movie.
50 years yet? No.
Of Die Hard?
No, 50 years when you can use the rights after 50 years.
No, you can't. No, the thing is
that a myth?
The Beatles songs are too expensive to use. That's why every Beatles film has always got covers in it. The only thing that has ever used a Beatles
free
song...
eventually, right? After 50 years. It's copyright free.
No, it's of course somebody will reinstate the rights.
Okay.
Yeah. That's public domain.
Wasn't Michael Jackson supposed to have...
He bought it and then he sold. Then Apple bought it or some shit. I don't know what happened.
Of course. Yeah.
But the only franchise that ever used a Beatles song and paid $250,000 for it was Mad Men.
Really?
Yeah.
What song was that?
I forget now. But it was one of the slightly more obscure songs. But
it was Tomorrow. The trippy one with George Harrison wrote.
Maybe.
No, John.
I don't know. I can't remember, but he puts on the vinyl. Do you remember that?
Yeah, it's the trippy sitari song. The sitar. Tomorrow Never Knows.
Maybe. Yeah. Maybe.
I think it's on Sgt. Pepper. I think it's that song.
Maybe it's that. I don't know.
It is that. I'm 100% sure now.
Okay. So that's there in the show. And they paid a lot of money on that. So they're never going to do a Beatles song. But my point was, wait. So if they do Die Hard 6... and this is the problem that Indiana Jones also faced. Do you remember this? Mm-hmm. They were like...
Well, I've only seen 2 of those films.
Oh. So you don't know what happens in...
I don't know what happens.
Can I just tell you? It's not a big spoiler. It happens in the beginning of the film.
I know there's aliens in Part 4.
Yeah, but you know Shia LaBeouf is there in it, right?
Isn't he meant to be the new Indiana Jones?
He's his son.
That didn't work out.
Yeah, of course, because he's fucking Shia LaBeouf. Holy shit. That guy's crazy. Okay. Yeah. No, but the thing is that they put a bet on that guy saying that, this guy's going to turn into a star or whatever. It's like when they saw those 3 little idiots and said, okay, cool, you guys will be Harry Potter, Hermione, and Ron. And all 3 of them, 2 of them at least are big stars today.
Yeah.
And that was a bet that paid off, even though Daniel Radcliffe went into drugs and became an alcoholic.
Just how Jeremy Renner was supposed to take on the Jason Bourne films, I guess.
Or the Mission Impossible franchise. Yeah. Then Tom Cruise was like, nope, I'll do it myself.
Poor guy.
So no, it's fine. I mean, I actually liked him in that. He was good.
Yeah.
He was William Brandt.
But he's always trying to take over a franchise.
And it never happens.
Even sort of Hawkeye, he's sort of neglected a little bit.
He is. And
maybe
now
because he's not there.
He's got Me Too...
What?
Well, not Me Too.
Really?
He's got some shit against him right now.
Shit. So time to delete that app.
It's already gone.
Jeremy Renner gone?
It's already not working.
Oh,
he took it down. He was just like, no, there's too much hate here. I was like, what the f*** do you think was going to happen? Anyway, but Die Hard 6, this is the problem. When you introduce a young person to potentially take... Actually, Mary Elizabeth Winstead is awesome. She could have just taken over the franchise.
Yeah.
And then they got Jared Courtney. What the f***? But the problem is, also, Mary Elizabeth Winstead is not a cop or anything.
Is Jay Courtney connected to the industry? Is his father like Amitabh Bachchan or something?
This is not Bollywood. But I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know. Yeah. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's that, I suppose.
On that Jay Courtney high.
Captain Boomerang. Is he then the new Suicide Squad?
Yeah, Squall. Suicide Squallers.
is he in the new Suicide Squad?
I think
he should
is.
be.
Yeah, I think he is. Yeah, he's fine in that. I'm fine with him in that.
Yeah, that's pretty much all.
Yeah. That was supposed to be Tom Hardy, right? At one point?
No,
Boomerang?
he was playing this guy's role, Rick Flag.
Oh, I see.
Joel Kinnaman's role.
Okay.
But that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Tom Hardy was like, woof, now I'm safe, now let me go do Venom instead.
Yeah.
Okay, but that was a hit. Alright, that was the episode. Thank you so much, Abhimanyu, for being here. Let's continue this episode in a part 2. Die Hard 4 and 5 does not deserve 40 minutes of an episode time for sure, but it must be discussed.
Should do an episode of stuff that doesn't deserve anything.
Shouldn't have been
But we
born.
should just talk about it anyway.
We've done too many Suicide Squad episodes already.
Yeah, we need something to talk about. Yeah.
We'll do that. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Tell us about Die Hard. Tell us your favorite moments about Die Hard. Do you have a memory? Do you have a thing? Let us know something that we've missed. And write to us. Contact geekfruit@gmail.com. Find us on our social media @geekfruithq. Abhimanyu, what's your handle, man?
Oh, wow. I'm going to say this.
Yeah, just say it.
It's Cold Pizza Official.
@Cold Pizza Official?
I wanted Cold Pizza, but some guy took it.
But you're the official now, huh?
Yep.
You're like Cardinal
A
Official.
lot of hipsters have that name. Cold Pizza.
What? Well, you
I was
are
hoping
one.
they would. I'm not a hipster.
You're close, all right? You're about as close as one can be in Bombay. And no, actually, that's not true.
How dare you?
I'm being easy on you. You have great taste in music. That kind of qualifies you as a
All right,
hipster.
cool.
All right, we're
Bye.
ending this. Bye, everybody.
How many times have you caught yourself Googling stuff on health and wondering if it's the right information? How many times have you heard different health experts give opposing views, which has only left you confused? There are rising cases of cancer, heart, diabetes, stress, and autoimmune diseases. Meet the patients and the experts who paved the path of true healing. Join me, Rachna Chachi, cancer nutrition coach and nutritional therapist on Heal and Hearty. I take you through my own journey of recovery from an incurable disease and the journey of so many others who healed only via nutrition and holistic healing. Find the answers you seek for what's good for your health and what's good for your soul. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. Don't forget your date with good health.
Hi guys, this is Ayushi.
And I am Ritasha.
And welcome to Agla Station Adulthood.
It's a fun podcast we've got going on, and we'd love for you to tune in and enjoy with us.
Join us as we stop at various stations and discuss different topics that seem to be bothering us and hopefully
Dating,
you as well.
relationships, beauty, just being an adult, lots of different things.
We don't have a great grip on it, but we've done okay so far.
Catch Agla Station Adulthood every Thursday on the IVM app, the IVM website, or wherever else you get your podcasts.